Hey everybody, welcome back to the Urbanist Lens. Your boy Drew coming at you from the concrete jungle.
And I'm Andrea.
We're back for another
discourse.
Explosive City Talk. That's right.
Hey, I got to tell you what happened to me on the subway this morning. I was coming in and,
What happened?
it's packed like sardines as usual. I mean, it's just,
Always.
And then out of nowhere, this guy starts belting out opera.
No way.
I'm talking like full-on Pavarotti.
Wow.
It's only in New York.
Only in New York, right?
Seriously.
You don't get that in the suburbs.
It's a New York moment for sure.
That is a New York moment, I'm telling you.
Speaking of New York moments, I went to that new park
Oh, yeah?
that they opened downtown.
How was it?
It was so crowded.
Yeah.
I mean, wall-to-wall people.
It's tough.
And listen, we love green spaces, right?
Huh?
We need them in the city.
For sure.
But it makes you think,
It really does.
how can we make city life more livable as more and more people keep moving in?
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect segue into what we're talking about today.
Yeah, it is.
Because we are talking about this idea of gentle density. And trust me.
Ooh, gentle density.
It is.
I like the sound of that already.
More than just a buzzword. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. And we've got some great articles and research on this
Yeah.
urban planner, Nicholas Boyce Smith,
Yeah.
who is proposing this radical vision for Cambridge.
Yes, over in the UK.
Over in the UK.
He's thinking big.
He's thinking big.
Big ideas about how cities can grow
Right.
without feeling overcrowded.
That's the key, right?
Yes.
You want all the access to nature and community, all the good stuff about city life
The good stuff.
without sacrificing convenience.
That's the dream.
That's the dream.
All right, so let's break it down for our listeners.
Let's do it.
What exactly is gentle density?
Because to me, density just sounds dense,
I know what you mean.
I'm thinking like my abuela's flan,
Okay.
but a little too much after a while,
Yeah, too much of a good thing.
Exactly.
So think of it this way.
Okay.
It's not about cramming people into these giant high-rise towers.
Right, right.
It's about creating neighborhoods with a mix of housing types.
Okay. I like that.
So you've got terraced houses,
Aye.
what they call mansion blocks in the UK.
Mansion block.
And you've got your low-rise apartments.
Mansion block sounds fancy.
Right.
What are those?
Okay, so basically imagine apartment buildings
Okay.
designed around like a shared courtyard.
Oh, that's cool.
Or a garden, maybe.
I like that.
And they often have all these beautiful architectural details. They were popular in like the Victorian era.
Interesting.
Just think elegant, but practical.
So it's not just about like the numbers,
No.
cramming people in.
It's about design. It's about making it.
It's about aesthetics.
Yeah.
It's about making it
Beautiful.
human-scaled and livable.
I like it.
And a key part of this approach, and this is where it gets really interesting, is reducing our reliance on cars. Okay, but that seems like the opposite of what happens when cities get denser.
Right.
Where everyone's fighting for a taxi,
Exactly.
cramming onto the subway.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
But that's the old way of thinking.
Okay.
Boyce Smith's vision for Cambridge actually relies heavily on public transit.
Okay.
He's proposing a brand new tram network.
Wait, trams?
Yes.
Like those streetcars you see in old
Wait,
movies?
Exactly. They're making a comeback.
Bringing it back.
They're back.
Back in style.
And actually, Edinburgh's tram extension
Okay.
faced some pushback at first because of the cost,
Yeah.
similar to what Boyce Smith is facing in Cambridge.
I see.
But the long-term benefits in terms of reduced traffic,
Yeah.
economic growth have been really convincing.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm with you so far, but let's get real.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
Cambridge wants to add 214,000 new homes by 2050.
That's a lot of homes.
I mean, that's like adding another borough to New York City.
Think about it.
Where are they going to put all these people?
So it involves some strategic rethinking of existing space.
Okay.
Think about transforming underutilized industrial areas.
Yeah.
Parking lots, those are everywhere,
Right.
even some existing low-density neighborhoods.
You're not talking about bulldozing
Not necessarily.
historic landmarks or anything like that.
No, it's about working with what you have,
I like that.
finding creative ways to increase density without sacrificing character
Right.
or green spaces.
And this isn't just about housing, is it?
You got it.
I was reading that Boyce Smith wants to mix in
Yeah.
labs and innovation spaces, too.
Right, and that's one of the most interesting aspects. I think
Yeah.
he's trying to create these self-contained neighborhoods
Yeah.
where people can live, work, and play.
Oh, wow.
So you've got your housing, your parks, your
Yeah.
shops, and then you've also got these hubs
Got a
for
hub.
tech companies, startups, research institutions, all within walking distance.
Right. So it's like a bluff.
Like a mini city within a city.
Mini city within a city.
It's a cool idea.
I like it. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the bulldozer in the blueprint.
The budget.
All of this sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But building a brand new tram network, all these new developments, that's got to cost a fortune.
You're telling me you're not wrong.
So,
The source mentions a price tag of around $1.8 billion
ay caramba.
for the tram alone.
That's a lot of dough.
It's a hefty chunk of change.
Who's paying for all this? And
Good question.
is it even realistic?
That's the $1 million question. Maybe the $1 billion question.
Right.
Well, that's where things get tricky.
Yeah.
Public-private partnerships are probably going to play a big role,
I see.
but there's still a lot of financial questions
Right, it's
that
gonna
need
be.
to be answered. But think
Yeah.
about it this way. If it works,
Yeah.
if they can create this vibrant, sustainable,
Right.
economically thriving community,
hmm
wouldn't that be worth the investment?
That's a good point. But even if the money works out, this kind of massive development,
Yeah,
it could really disrupt existing communities.
for sure.
I mean, what about the people who already live in Cambridge?
That's a crucial concern. And Boyce Smith really emphasizes community involvement
Okay.
throughout the planning process.
Yeah.
It's about working with residents, not just imposing these changes on them.
You know what I want to hear from our urban explorers
Yes.
out there listening? What do you think? Would you be on board with this kind of transformation in your city?
That's a good question.
Would you trade your car for a tram ride, your tiny apartment for a mansion block with a shared garden?
Hit us up on social media.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Let us know what you think.
I'm really curious to see what everyone thinks.
I think this whole idea of gentle density really challenges us
To the depths.
to rethink how we design cities for the future. Can we have density without overcrowding?
That's the question.
Sustainability without sacrificing convenience?
That's a tough one. It's a bold experiment for sure.
It really is.
And it'll be fascinating to see how it plays out.
And it raises so many questions like, could this model even work
Yeah.
in a place like New York,
I don't know.
which is already so dense?
Right?
And let's be honest, kind of chaotic.
It's a little chaotic, but it's a
Yeah.
fascinating thought experiment.
Yeah,
Maybe we can't replicate Cambridge exactly,
sure.
but there are definitely lessons we can learn.
Uh,
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be cruising down Broadway
I love it.
on a tram,
Sipping our cafe con leche.
My cafe con leche.
Surrounded by lush green spaces.
I'd be down for that.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. All right, urban explorers. That's our discourse for today.
That's it for today.
Join us next time when we'll be diving into, well, you'll have to tune in to find out.
You have to wait and see.
Until then, keep exploring those city streets.
Happy exploring.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.